You mentioned uplinks, so I want to mention space. Stimson has a space security program. It's an interest of yours.
Yeah.
Many war games have simulated, quote, a day without space, only to find that it's not just a day. If somebody actually disables space satellites and you have debris, you could be looking at an indeterminate period of no space activity, and you probably won't find an insurance company that'll back a payload that's going to go up into that debris field. Never mind manned space flight. Never mind, Hubble. Never mind shooting private and public missions to Mars. What is your view about sort of the U.S. posture in keeping space, if you will, from reaching that point of no return?
Well, 2007 was an important year for American space dominance, and a sad year, really. So the Chinese fired a missile, think of this, and hit a satellite traveling at 18,000 miles an hour in the orbit. In the FBI, we would call that a good shot. It's basically a kinetic missile firing an object moving at 18,000 miles. You talk to physicists, they'll tell you, no, that was the easy part, right? That's a trajectory plan. It's just a math problem, which really bummed me out because I thought it was really cool that they were able to. And so if you think about what that means, that was the first time it militarized space. And if you think about the U.S. strategic advantage in what we do, it is space-based. We have smart missiles. We have smart ships. We have smart tanks. We have smart soldiers because we base all of our technology ability to deliver pain and agony from space. And that's why no one in the world can compete with us. Really, no one in that field can compete with us. So the Chinese realized that, knew if they were going to have any strategic adversarial role to push back on U.S. Military might around the world, they had to do something with space. So since then, you could read in public reports that we have killer satellites that go up for the sole purpose of being able to take out any satellite architecture. All of that exists. So now think about it, when we plan a lift, and as you know, weight counts still in rockets. You can't just keep throwing stuff and weight in there. You just can't get enough fuel to get it up into orbit. So it's really expensive. The rocket itself is the most expensive thing sometimes, even with a satellite, to believe that. And so now you have to take off really important pieces of technology that provide great intelligence for us to put something on that allows it to protect itself in space. Right? So we're already having a cost increase and a diminished value in what electronic suite package we can put on these satellites. That's a problem. And so we haven't really quite dealt with it. And we haven't dealt with this notion that you can fire missiles and take out satellite architecture, and we don't have a great, robust way of replacing it very quickly. And so I don't think our policy is very good. Right now we're just fighting about how much does that satellite cost? When do we want to replace a satellite that's been around for 20 years? It was designed for 17 years. It's already getting up and long in the tooth. We haven't gotten there yet. Nobody's talking about a coordinated military satellite intelligence strategy for the United States based on the fact that we no longer are dominant in space.
In the military,
that's really depressing.
Yeah, in the military domain, I hear warfighters talking about reconstitution capability in a scenario like that. My reaction to that is, you're just going to create more debris, and it'll be hundreds more years before we get it all out of space if we do. And there are some technologies that would use that would actually buzz the debris and bring it into orbit where it would take longer and longer to do. So does that argue for some kind of agreement among countries not to let that happen before it happens?
I would like to think so, but I don't think any developing military, and any nation building its military capability is interested in an agreement that we would find helpful to our national security. I think you should try. And by the way, space debris, the great part about that missile shot was that they forgot to calculate missile debris, and I think it took out one of their own satellites. It's a good thing.
Consolation.
Am I allowed to be happy about that? No, I guess that's right.
7,000 large pieces of debris.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, even a small little piece can rip a hole in the satellite and bring her down.
So perhaps deterring action in space.
Yeah, and there's some talk about that. There's a new report coming out from Rebecca Hendricks, who I helped with that project on space, and even the possibility of a space-based missile deterrence system that I found really interesting, and the opportunities to do it at a rate that's affordable and technologically capable is not that far off. And so, to me, I would continue to push for that while you're asking for a negotiation about what space looks like. I always believe you have to have an anvil and a hammer. If you're gonna be able to get them to an agreement, you have to show that you're making this commitment. That if you're not going to agree, we'll just build something that'll shoot down everything that you send at us. That's what we're going to do.